I thought we would do, you guys seemed to like the last after school video we watched, so I thought we would do one more today. Let me know what you think about this one. I think it's going to be good though, because it's by Theo. Why Our Society Has School Shooters. This channel was fire, so I thought we'd do it again. After school.
How do you end up with people that do this type of thing? How do you end up with these, childhood shooters? How do you end up with people that go into a school and do this? And I think a lot of it is, to me, a lot of it is a societal thing. And I'm not going to, everybody has their views. I'm not challenging your view here. This is just a space where I'm sharing what I think. Okay. And I could be wrong. That's totally okay. But I feel and I think sometimes that people don't have purpose. You have a country where, it used to feel like if you worked at I'm going to go off on some different thoughts here. So if you worked at like a business, then you had a lot of middle class businesses. You had a lot of smaller businesses. And if you worked there, then if the company did well, you did well. And so you had a sense of purpose maybe through your work. You were going to move up the ladder. You were going to be a foreman and then a manager and then maybe have some percentage share. And then you were going to get to a place. And now it feels, I think, like we've let a lot of our companies get to these big conglomerates and it's about the bottom line. A lot of companies are beholden to their shareholders, but not to their sharecroppers, if you will, to the people working within the company. So then what I'm saying is as a person, you may not feel any people, I feel like people can get a sense of purpose from their work. So if you don't have that sense of purpose, then you can be pretty aimless, right? And then if you don't have love,
I feel like work is the most important sense of purpose. Am I tripping? That's always been to me. I think family then work, I'd say, but they're both pretty close, because the thing about work is, unlike family, it can never die. And not in like a bad way, but like that's sad as shit that you can lose somebody, but it's like it's hard to lose your work. It's like in your head, if that makes sense. So if you don't have that, like what are you gonna do through anything? Stop starting new games before finishing ones you've already started? Okay, bruh. We'll do Undertale today. Dang, Spy. Dang, bruh. I don't even think Indigo Park is a long game. I think it's pretty short.
Love, like if that sense of purpose, then you can be pretty aimless, right? And then if you don't have love, like if somebody doesn't love you or you feel unloved or you don't love somebody, like if you don't have a family or a husband or wife or children, then you may not feel like a lot of love, right? And so having love gives you a sense of purpose. And we have less families these days. The familial structure is really kind of broken down in America. You have a lot of single parent homes. You have a lot of two parents having to work. So right there's a place where I feel like people used to get a lot of purpose. And now there's people that aren't getting purpose from their work, and there's people that aren't getting purpose from their heart being fulfilled.
It's the baby mama culture is actually crazy. When you my wife and I were talking about it, like the baby mama culture is probably the craziest culture of all time. Where it's a cycle of women and men being together for like a year, getting pregnant, and then in that year after they have the baby, like after the 9 months, a few months later, the dad leaves. And then it's a mom just with a baby every time. Every time. Like it's just over and over and over and over and over again. And it's come to the point where it's like normalized, which is kind of scary to me. That's always been scary. It just feels like it's super normalized.
By someone else, or them being the piece that fills someone else's heart. So right there, man, you have people who don't have a lot of purpose. And then there used to be a sense of America. We are this country. We are these people. We are united. We care about our neighbor. But a lot of that is gone by the wayside. Our political leaders have sold us out
It's hard these days, bro, because you feel like you can't trust anybody. That's my belief. These are my like. That's my belief. I feel like it's like, bro. Sometimes you look outside, you're like, can I trust my neighbor? It seems like he doesn't like me. Can we trust him?
To the highest bidder. It doesn't feel anymore like your politicians or your leaders have your best interest. It doesn't feel that way. And I'm not crying here. I'm trying to see, how do we get to somebody that does something like that? That's what I've been thinking about. Like, how do you get there? How do you get to somebody that does a shooting of a school? Because you got to get there somehow. And it keeps happening. So anyway, I think that a lot of it is purpose. If you don't have a purpose, then...
Chuck, are we going to have Get Real in Discord? Do you want to? Do you want a section? Or like Get Real videos? You guys could probably find some pretty good ones too. Maybe better than mine. This one's kind of boring, not going to lie, but might as well finish it because it is kind of interesting. It's long-winded, I should say.
And you are at the whim of whatever could come along. You're at the whim of whatever influence you get or whatever this purpose now. And it keeps happening. Shooting up. Like, how do you get there? How do you get to somebody that does a shooting of a school? Because you got to get there somehow.
Facts.
And it keeps happening. So anyway, I think that a lot of it is purpose. If you don't have a purpose, then you are at the whim of whatever could come along. You're at the whim of whatever influence you get or whatever ideology that you can attach onto. And so no job, no love, no real sense of honor or connection to your country. And then on top of that, if you find that you're the victim, if you start to say, well, I'm a victim, everybody else, I don't have any responsibility for myself, it's all your fault, it's all your fault. Not only are you going to find any ideology that comes along, which the internet is going to give, the internet creates an algorithm that gives you whatever you keep looking at, you get more of. So if you look at pudding or something, you get all pudding, boy. And then
you get all pudding, boy. You get all pudding, boy.
3 years from now, look at pudding or something, you get all pudding, boy. And then 3 years from now, wondering why you too thick, you can't be in the military now. Because, buddy.
If you were to have your For You page filled with food, what food would it be? Like, you had to have it. Like, or one spot on your For You page had to have food. Okay? You could only have one every day. You could have the same one and only one. What plate would you have? It has to be that's the only food you're allowed to consume on social media. Eat everything. Chinese, fettuccine Alfredo, Burger King, foot lettuce, gum, 100%, fried chicken. Oh, you never beaten allegations, my boy, but good shit. Chicken, no, you never beaten them either, but good shit. Ramen noodles, stir fry ramen, yeah. Steak, yeah, makes sense, reasonable. This nigga said dick. Somebody ban him, bro. Somebody ban him.
You get all pudding, boy. And then 3 years from now, wondering why you too thick, you can't be in the military now. Because, buddy, you puddinged out. You chose pudding. And pudding chose you. Because whatever vice it is, it'll choose you back. So if you want to be someone who is, you want to get involved with us like a alt-right or alt-left, or you want to get involved with school shooters or anti-Christian or
anti-anything.
I'm just trying to think some severe ideology you want to get, then the internet, the Twitter, whatever is going to keep serving you it. Next thing you know, you're down a rabbit hole. And I think at that point,
I mean, that's not true. Anti-anything is not bad. Yeah, because it just feels like you're leaning too far one way and you might go crazy. So yeah, I would have to double down on that. I feel like niggas who are always anti always do the wildest shit. Like they're always just talking about how much they hate something. They hate this. They hate that. I'm anti this, anti, and it's like, damn, bro.
That's how you
end up. What do you love?
Up there, I think. You end up in a place where I'm gonna be seen. I'm gonna make sure they know who I am. I'm gonna make sure that they say my name or they hear my name or they see me. And that's just that's heartbreaking along the whole way.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't know. I think I've just been having a lot of thoughts about that. How do people end up there? How do people get to a place where they would do that sort of thing? Now, some people I think are just crazy, and those are crazy people. That's different.
Those are.
But how does someone who's just been, because next thing you know, you're on Twitter, you get in an anti-religious thing. You're like, oh, I went to a religious school. I also have trouble identifying in the world, maybe sexually. So, and then your Twitter, your feed, your social media just keeps serving you more of that. Hey, you're right, you're right, you're right. And then, man, you're gassed up. So I think a lot of it is a sense of purpose. And some of those sense of purpose is like the American one I can feel. I felt like when I was a child, it felt like, oh, we're part of this,
Mm.
But
That's so true. Oh my God, that's actually facts. Like, have you, like, Ethiopia, for example? They have such pride for their country, bro. Like, heavy pride. Like pride, bro. Like, if you say they're not from Ethiopia, nigga, they'll ride for it. If you say they're Eritrean, you might get slapped. Like, Ethiopia don't play about being from Ethiopia. Like, they'll be like, yo, you know you love our coffee. You know this place is the best. You know this is the greatest. And keep in mind, people are on the streets a lot over there. But like they love their home, bro. They still talk about their history like crazy. You remember Haile Selassie? And I'm like, bro, all that is way past. How do we get the US back there, bro? I feel like US does not have any sense of, at least not many people. The only people now in the US are down south. They're the only ones that are still like USA, USA, USA. Everybody else is like, it's all right though. Everybody else is just like, it's all right though. So how do we get all the other cultures coming in here to be like, nah, USA is goated, nigga? Cause I'm proud to be from US, boy. I thought it was north too. I feel like if you go, yeah, you're right. You're right. Northeast, I would say, pretty heavy. Monkey was crazy, guys. I just don't feel like that was necessary. Because I like my country, you're coming for me like that, bro. Mad opportunity in the United States, bro. I'm sitting on a stream right now in front of 58 people as I yap my life away. United States is different, nigga. We restore the reason why we were called the land of the free. Look at this nigga father boss like ape. All right. Ooh, pussy.
it doesn't feel like that a lot anymore. This is like the American one I can feel. I felt like when I was a child, it felt like, oh, we're part of this, But it doesn't feel like that a lot anymore.
Yeah.
But also, I got to recognize that I can still do things to try and make myself have a purpose. And you find purpose. And, I'm fortunate that people love me, my family, that I have a job. I have this podcast to come to. I have some sense of purpose for myself. And a lot of you guys do too. I think we're kind of a purpose-filled group, or we're trying to find that. But I think that's something that I feel like that's, for me, that's something I think that's part of that. Is that, man, when you don't have a purpose, the dark arts they are
right there,
at your
bro.
door. They are
So
waiting on the edge of your ear to come in and get your brain.
Want to pull up some porn
and those
tonight,
include all the just the links, just the
Catches
rabbit
me
hole
every
you go
time.
down in that'll make you hate.
Be like, no,
Man, you find a rabbit hole.
No, I don't want to watch the
When
porn.
you get halfway to the bottom of that bitch.
Get it out of my face. I don't want to watch the porn, please. It's been 8 days. It's been 8 days. I said I wouldn't. I gotta watch it. And you're like, bruh. I'm telling you, they'll catch you, bro. They'll catch you. You're like, I should have stayed on stream, bro.
There's a rabbit hole. When you get halfway to the bottom of that bitch, there's a HOA meeting of just hateful owners association. Halfway through some of these rabbit holes, and it's just dangerous. So
I was in darkness, but I took 3 steps and found myself in paradise. The first step was a good thought, the second was a good word, and the third a good deed. Friedrich Nietzsche. Long-winded, but it's actually kind of a smooth vid. W After School. The fact that I'm not subscribed, if we watch 2 videos by them together, it's crazy. It was crazy. All right, chat. Let's take a vote. Indigo Park. Indigo Park or Undertale. Make sure to get real reaction in the Discord. Man, if we got enough people asking for it, I'll put it in there. All right?